Sonic's Green Hills Adventure Season 6 Chapter 2 School. The following Monday morning arrived with the chaotic energy that only a first day back could bring. The Grand White House was a flurry of activity as backpacks were stuffed and sneakers were laced. For the first time, the entire group was heading to Green Hills High and Middle School together, marking a new chapter of trying, as much as possible, to be normal teenagers. It was a sight to behold. Sonic, Shadow, and Silver all adjusted their backpacks, their quills groomed and their expressions a mix of excitement and, in Shadow's case, calm observation. Annika stood by the door in her signature blue lightning hoodie, feeling a bit of those first-day jitters despite having faced down interdimensional gods. Tom leaned against the truck with a travel mug.
All right, crew. Everybody in. We're picking up Maria and Jojo on the way. Let's try to keep the sonic booms to a minimum on campus today. Okay.
Sonic grinned as he hopped into the back.
No promises, Dad. But for the sake of stealth, I'll try to keep it under Mach 1.
When the truck pulled into Rachel's driveway, Jojo and Maria were already waiting at the curb. Maria looked a bit nervous, clutching the straps of her backpack, but she smiled brightly when she saw the boys.
I've been reading the student handbook Jojo gave me. I think I understand the concept of a locker, though I don't see why we can't just carry our things.
Shadow opened the door for her.
It's a human tradition, Maria. Just think of it as a very small metal home for your books.
As the truck pulled into the school drop-off zone, a familiar figure was standing near the front gates. It was Veronica, looking uncharacteristically quiet. She wasn't surrounded by her usual clique. She was alone, holding a stack of flyers for the school's upcoming fall festival. She spotted the group and hesitated before walking toward them. The air grew a little tense. Sonic and Silver exchanged a wary glance, but Shadow remained remarkably relaxed, his arms crossed as he waited. Veronica took a deep breath as she reached them.
Hey, I heard you guys were all coming back today. I wanted to be the first to say welcome back.
Annika stepped forward.
Hey Veronica, thanks.
Veronica looked at the ground, then back at them.
Look, I know I was, a lot, before. I want to make things up to you guys. I'm helping organize the festival, and I was wondering if you'd want to help. No pressure. I just want to prove I can be a better friend than I was.
Silver smiled warmly, his gold eyes softening.
We'd love to help, Veronica. Right, guys? Sure. As long as there's a pie-eating contest, I'm in.
Veronica looked visibly relieved, a small smile playing on her lips. She walked with them toward the entrance, falling into step beside Annika and Maria.
And you must be Maria. Jojo told me all about her new adoptive sister moving in. I love your dress. By the way, that shade of blue is incredible.
Maria beamed.
Thank you, Veronica. I'm very excited to learn about home economics. I've heard it involves making cookies.
As they walked through the double doors, the slice of life feel was stronger than ever. The hallway was a sea of students, lockers slamming, and the hum of gossip. Between the hedgehogs trying to look casual, Annika checking her schedule, and Veronica acting as an unexpected guide, the team felt more grounded than they ever had. There were no shadows in the lockers and no magic in the chalkboards. It was just a Monday morning. The halls of Green Hills High were a far cry from the cold, sterile corridors of the Ark or the chaotic battlefields of the Great Forest. The sun streamed through high windows, illuminating polished floors and walls decorated with bright banners for the Green Hills Goats. It was a pleasant, bustling environment that smelled faintly of floor wax and cafeteria cinnamon rolls. For Maria and Annika, the sheer volume of normal was overwhelming. They stood in the center of the main hallway, clutching their schedules like maps to a foreign land. To them, the rhythmic slamming of lockers sounded like small explosions, and the bell was a startling clarion call they didn't quite know how to interpret. Veronica stepped in between them with a confident, grounding smile.
Okay, deep breaths, guys. I know it looks like a hive of bees right now, but there's a logic to it. Maria, you're looking for room 204 that's just past the library. Annika, you're with me for social studies.
Maria looked around wide-eyed.
Everyone is moving with such purpose. Is there a drill occurring? Do we need to find a designated safety zone?
Veronica chuckled softly, reaching out to gently guide Maria away from a group of running freshmen.
No drill, Maria. That's just the 5-minute passing period. It's basically a high-speed race to get books before the next teacher closes the door. Here, follow me. We'll take the side hallway. It's quieter and has the best view of the courtyard.
Veronica proved to be an expert navigator. She didn't just show them where the rooms were. She translated the strange culture of an American public school. She showed them how to use the combination locks, which Maria found fascinatingly analog, and explained that the cafeteria was the social heart of the building.
Wait, so we all eat at the same time? Isn't that inefficient for the kitchen staff? Totally inefficient, Anika. But it's when you find out who's dating who and who's failing algebra. Trust me, it's the most important subject you'll take.
Maria touched the smooth surface of a locker.
It's so much more colorful than the Ark. And the people, they all look so different. No uniforms, no military ranks.
That's the best part about this place. You get to be whoever you want. And since you're with me, nobody is going to give you a hard time about being the new kids. Consider me your official Green Hills ambassador.
As they walked, they passed Sonic and Shadow near the gym. Sonic was already high-fiving the track coach, while Shadow stood nearby, looking remarkably relaxed as he observed the student body. He gave Annika and Maria a subtle nod of approval when he saw them walking with Veronica. There was a genuine sense of growth in the air. Veronica wasn't just helping them to be nice. She seemed to be finding her own place by being the bridge between the extraordinary lives they led and the ordinary world they were now part of. Annika felt the tension leave her shoulders.
Thanks, Veronica. I think I'm actually going to like it here. You're going to love it. Now, let's get to class before the second bell. I promised your brothers I'd get you there in one piece, and I don't want to find out what happens if I break a promise to Shadow.
The trio disappeared into the flow of students, 3 girls from completely different worlds finding a common rhythm in the halls of a simple town school. The slow burn of their new life was warming up, and for the moment, the only thing on the horizon was a midterm quiz and a shared lunch. The final bell of the day didn't just signal the end of classes. It signaled the beginning of something the school hadn't heard in a long time. As the hallways cleared, Veronica led Annika and Maria toward the music wing, where the muffled rhythmic thumping of a bass drum began to echo through the lockers. When the girls pushed open the heavy soundproof doors of the band room, they were hit with a wall of professional-grade sound. Joey was a blur of motion behind the drum kit, his sticks hitting the snares with a precision that kept the entire room in a tight driving pocket. Crystal was hunched over her double-stack keyboards, her fingers dancing across the keys to create a lush, synth-driven atmosphere that felt like a summer night. Sonic stood center stage, his red sneakers tapping in time as he shredded on a custom electric guitar, his quills vibrating with the sheer energy of the chords. Shadow and Marina stood at the microphones side by side. Veronica whispers to Maria and Annika as they slipped into some chairs at the back.
Just wait until they start the vocals. Shadow's range is insane, and when Marina harmonizes with him, it's like magic.
Shadow adjusts his mic stand, his expression focused and surprisingly passionate.
From the top, Joey. Give it everything.
Sonic gives a thumbs up to Annika and Maria.
This one's for the new students. Hit it!
I walked a path of silver dust and stone. 1,000 years of feeling all alone. The shadows whispered secrets in the gray until the sunrise chased the ghosts away. I saw the rifts across the velvet sky, the echoes of a world that passed us by.
As the final note echoed and faded into the acoustic foam of the walls, the room stayed silent for a heartbeat before Annika and Maria jumped to their feet, clapping wildly. Maria's eyes were shining with wonder.
It was like the stars were singing. Shadow, I didn't know your voice could do that.
Shadow wiped a bit of sweat from his brow, a proud smile on his face.
Music is just another form of discipline, Maria. But it's a lot more fun than Chaos Spears.
Marina walked over to Sonic and bumping her shoulder against his.
We're getting tighter, guys. That bridge felt perfect today.
Sonic grinned as he slung his guitar over his back.
Best band in this dimension or any other. See, Veronica? I told you we'd be ready for the fall festival.
Joey tosses a drumstick into the air and catching it.
If we play like that, we're gonna blow the roof off the gymnasium.
It was a moment of pure grounded joy. No powers were needed to impress the crowd today, just talent, practice, and the bond they had built over the years. As they started packing up their gear, the slow burn of their new life felt warmer than ever. The neon sign for the Green Hills Diner buzzed with a comforting hum, casting a warm red glow over the sidewalk as the group piled inside. The air was thick with the scent of grilled onions and old-fashioned vanilla malt, a welcome change from the sterile acoustic foam of the band room. The group claimed their usual corner booth, sliding in with the easy coordination of people who had done this 100 times before. Sonic and Marina took one side while Shadow, Silver, and Annika crowded into the other. Joey, Crystal, and Jessica pulled up chairs to the end of the table, making it one giant noisy island of friends. Sonic was drumming his fingers on the laminate tabletop.
Okay, consensus time. That bridge in the middle, best we've ever played it. Shadow, those low notes were vibrating my quills.
Shadow leaned back with a relaxed smirk, his arms draped over the back of the vinyl booth.
It helps when the guitarist actually stays in tempo, Sonic. But yes, the resonance was perfect. We're ready for the festival.
Marina nudged Sonic playfully.
I think it's the best we've sounded since we started. There's something about the way the acoustics in that room hit today. It felt lighter.
It was just another afternoon for them. Shadow's easygoing confidence and his role as a core member of the band wasn't a surprise to anyone. It was simply who he was. Whether he was harmonizing with Marina or debating the merits of chocolate versus strawberry milkshakes, he was as much a part of the local fabric as the diner itself. The waitress, a friendly woman named Sue who had known Tom for years, arrived with a tray full of towering milkshakes topped with mountains of whipped cream.
Here you go, kids. 1 blueberry blur for the fast one, a dark chocolate for the brooding one, and a strawberry for the lady. And Maria, honey, here's your first ever malted vanilla.
Maria grasped the cold glass with both hands, her eyes wide.
It's so cold, and it smells like happiness. Is that a flavor?
Basically, dip a fry in it, Maria. Trust me, it's a game changer.
Annika watched Maria with a grin.
See? School isn't so bad when there's a milkshake at the end of the day. Veronica, you want some of my fries?
Veronica was sitting at the edge of the table, looking genuinely touched to be included.
Thanks, Anika. I'm just glad I didn't miss the rehearsal. You guys really are the best band in town. I'm going to make sure the fall festival gives you the headline slot.
Silver levitated a cherry toward his mouth with a flicker of cyan energy.
Headline slot? We're going to need more glitter for the stage crystal.
Way ahead of you, Silver. I've already got a pyrotechnics plan that is mostly legal.
As the sun began to set outside the diner windows, the group fell into a comfortable rhythm of storytelling. They talked about the mundane things, upcoming math tests, the best spots for hiking on the ridge, and Joey's failed attempt to bake a cake over the weekend. Shadow laughed at one of Sonic's exaggerated stories about a track meet, his voice blending perfectly into the background noise of the diner. There was no tension, no watchful scanning of the perimeter. They were just teenagers at a diner, enjoying the sugar rush in each other's company. Annika leaned her head on her hand, looking around the table.
I think this is my favorite part of the day. Just this.
Shadow nodded quietly, his gaze steady and warm.
It's a good part, Annika. One of the best.
Outside, the first stars began to twinkle over the mountains. The sky had deepened into a rich velvet purple as the group stepped out of the diner, the cool Montana air a refreshing contrast to the warm, fry-scented interior. The neon sign buzzed one last time as the heavy glass door swung shut behind them. It was the end of a long, perfect day. The group lingered on the sidewalk for a few minutes, reluctant to break the spell of the music and the milkshakes. Rachel clapped her hands together to get everyone's attention.
All right, Jojo, Maria, let's get moving. It's a school night, and home economics won't study itself.
Maria gave Annika a quick, tight hug.
I'll see you tomorrow morning. Jojo says we can compare notes on the history reading before the first bell.
Definitely. Sleep well, Maria.
Bye, guys. Veronica, thanks for the tour today. You're actually pretty cool when you're not being official school ambassador person.
Veronica laughed as she waved goodbye.
I'll take that as a compliment, Jojo. See you guys tomorrow.
One by one, the group began to split off. Joey, Jessica, and Crystal headed toward the residential district, still debating the set list for the festival, while Marina gave Sonic a lingering smile and a wave before heading toward her own place, her hedgehog quills shimmering under the streetlights. With the others gone, the core Wachowski family, Sonic, Shadow, Silver, and Annika, began the familiar trek up the hill toward the big White House. Tom and Maddie walked a few paces ahead, their hushed conversation and easy laughter drifting back to the kids. Sonic, with his hands behind his head, walking backward as he talked.
I'm telling you, Shadow, the Blue Angels are peaking. We might actually be too good for the gymnasium. We might need to rent out a stadium.
Shadow was walking with a relaxed, steady stride.
Let's start with the school festival before we book a world tour, Sonic. Though I will admit your solo was adequate.
Adequate? He almost set the curtains on fire with that last riff. It was awesome.
Annika was walking between her brothers, looking up at the vast canopy of stars.
I think today was exactly what we needed. No saving the world, no portals, just school and music.
As they reached the driveway, the house looked welcoming, its white pillars glowing softly in the moonlight. Longclaw was visible for a moment in the high window of the attic, a silent, watchful guardian of the peace they had fought so hard to win. They headed inside, the sound of the front door locking for the night echoing through the quiet neighborhood. It was a normal end to a normal day, the slow burn of their new life finally settling into a steady, warm glow.